Hello, everybody. I'm Renee Varnadore, and this is Soul Portal Journeys, and we're journeying into the skies with Pluto entering Aquarius. I have a front row seat because my ascendant is right on 0 degrees Aquarius. So this is exciting times for me with Pluto conjunct the stars he's going to be connecting with all year of 2024. So I prepared a little presentation. So I'm going to share my screen right now so that you can see all the things I think about. Thank you for being curious. So Pluto enters Aquarius and conjuncts three stars, Aldebar, Alberio, and Altar. Okay, really? Yes, really. This is it right here with Aquarius, Pluto on Aquarius at 0 degrees and the sun in Aquarius at 0 degrees. Now, interesting enough, Pluto and the sun had a conjunction exactly to the minute at 29.59 Capricorn. And that's the last time the sun is ever going to conjunct Pluto like that in Capricorn. The sun conjuncts everything every year. But that's the culminating moment, and it's happening on January 20th, the same day that Pluto enters Aquarius. So if we haven't finished our Capricorn work, the sun's going to shine on it, and we're going to be able to release all of that old stuff, all those old patterns that are not working, not only on our lives, not working in our communities, not working on the earth in the human family or the cosmos. So yay, we get to release a lot of old stuck patterns that have been coming up the whole time, the whole 15 years Pluto's been in Capricorn. So we're getting ready to say bye-bye. We're going to have a brief flirtation with Capricorn again in September and November. So if you can't release everything, you got one more chance. But this is new ways of thinking, and the sun is illuminating it. And these three stars that Pluto is going to be conjunct and retrograde over are going to be really important. And so these stars are Aldebar again. Aldebar is at 0 degrees 22 of Aquarius. Okay. And so that one's going to be the first one that Pluto goes into. And I mentioned it, kind of interesting that star has the Genesis moment when a lot of people are talking about Pluto going into Aquarius is a Genesis moment for humanity here on the Earth plane. So interesting stuff. Alberio is the next one, and it's at 1 degree 30. Okay. And that star has a lot of divine feminine energy, as we talked about. So that's interesting to connect to our ability to receive more than our ability to take action, which, has been preferred by a lot of humans on the planet for millennia. So it's like a different way of moving through the world in a receiving mode, as opposed to my ego's going to run amok all over the place in doing crazy actions that are not aligned with the heart, with what is being received from where? Received from these stars, received from these cosmic points, received from our better angels. So Altar is the third one, and it's right here. And this one, if this sounds scary that we're going to be entering new territory, no worries. Go to this star, Altar, because I've always felt that it was courage. It gave me courage throughout my whole life because it's right on my ascendant, right? I mean, my ascendant at 0 degrees is conjunct these three stars. So I've been working with these. So I feel like it's my job to help you guys tune into the energies of these three helpers as we go into this new time. Okay, and we talked in the first video about all these other divine feminine energies and other energies that are coming in. But what I wanted to talk about this one was, okay, so where are these? Well, they're not all in the same constellation. They're not even in the constellation of Aquarius, okay? We've got one of the stars, okay? The first one Pluto's going to hit, Aldebaran, is in Lyra, and you can see this little harp-shaped Lyra thing with the really bright star Vega on the corner of the harp. And you can see that this star right here off of this part of the harp is Aldebaran. So this is where Vega is one of the points in something that that astronomers call the summer triangle. If the astronomers are trying to focus on where this certain stars are, if they're trying to tune in, this is one of their guiding stars is Vega. And then they go over and they look for Deneb. And guess what? Alberio is in Cygnus. That's the one that's on the beak of the swan. Okay. And that's really close to this guiding star, Deneb. So we've got this. And then the triangle goes down to, you guessed it, Altar, which is the third one. Okay. And that's in the constellation of Aquila. So triangles patterns are very helpful for us to flow through. So using our imagination to imagine moving through these stars, a lot of people have already connected with Vega. So just connect with Vega and then see if you can connect down a little bit to Aldebaran. Okay. And then over here, a lot of people have connected with Deneb. It's a very powerful energy. And you can see in Cygnus, there's other stars in Cygnus, and this one is a little bit fainter, but you can go into the beak of the swan and connect with that one and making a triangle, and then make the triangle down to Altar, which is Altar, right? So that's the star itself. So just imagining this movement. Now, how do you imagine this movement between these stars? You can imagine any kind of light you like. I like imagining rainbows, just moving a rainbow, because Pluto's going to be in an air sign. On April 27th, Saturn is going to be in an air sign, and they're going to be forming an air triangle in the chart with the, wait for it, super galactic center. So that's going to be a really powerful energy. So we're going to take Pluto, Sedna, and the super galactic center and do the same kind of energy triangle with those three. It's a trine in air. And when I deal with trines in air, I always do this rainbow pattern because it's hard to bring in and manifest the downloads from an air trine. And so for me, those new ideas, those new downloads, I give them shape, I give them a place to land, I give them a place to flow. So just a little heads up on how to work with this. If you're one of those people that is like, how do I do this? Maybe me just telling you this is going to be enough for you. And if it's not, wait till the end of this video, because I'm offering my time to people that have really an important connection to these early points in Aquarius, late points in Capricorn. So the next one that, this is another picture of the summer triangle with Vega, Deneb, and Altair, and you can kind of see the constellation of Aquila a little better. And you can kind of, these are not as easy to see as Vega. So Vega is the star that can really help you as an astrologer find it. So Aquarius. So I talked about the summer triangle and how to connect with the energies of that. If you go to my new moon ceremonies that are free every month, that's my free offering. And we embody in our movement part just before our meditation. I have people move, and one of the things we move into is we move into the constellation so that we embody with our bodies. We make the patterns with our feet, with our arms, with our body of whatever constellation the new moon happens to be in. And so doing this, embodying Aquarius, if you don't know how to do that, hey, come to any of my new moon ceremonies. Then my next one is January 11th of 2024 at 11, January 11th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And one of the things we do is we're going to embody this constellation. And if that's not enough for you, you know, I have options for you. So how is Pluto in Aquarius influencing you? Well, this isn't the first time Pluto went into Aquarius in our lifetime. It takes him 247 years to go around the zodiac, right? That's a long time. None of us are going to have a Pluto return. Okay, so Pluto was briefly in Aquarius from March 23rd, 2023 to June 10th, 2023. So the question is, what was happening in your life at that time? Now, so why am I celebrating this one and not that one? Well, the sun is illuminating the whole thing, and the sun is our life. When we follow the sun, and we follow the sun through connections with all these stars and planets and all of this, right? This one's bigger, okay? So March 23rd to June 10th. How do you know what was going on in your life? Well, if you're like me, you keep a journal and you track things in your journal. Okay. So I know what I was thinking. I know what I was feeling. I know what I was downloading during that period. And if you don't keep a journal, go to your phone and look at your pictures that you were taking at that time. Look at your calendar to see what appointments you had and what you were thinking and what classes you were taking. And like, especially if it's like, oh, all of a sudden I'm interested in this. You know, and then that interest waned. Why did that interest wane? Because it was Pluto in Aquarius energy. So what was I doing? Oh, I'm glad you asked. I wrote a poem about knowing how to breathe in the open ocean's depths. And I was in a writing group of rebel writers with my friend, and we were doing this whole thing, and I was daring to face what I had been resisting and look at all of my hidden stuff. And I just found myself at the bottom of the ocean walking around and gathering my pearls of wisdom. And so I wrote this whole poem, and it takes about, I read it for her presentation and my friend's presentation in her group. And this is the link to that poem, to me reading that poem. And I put a picture on it, and it's not even 8 minutes. It's just shy of 8 minutes long. And so if you like that poem, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel too. But how can you get in touch with me? Well, if you're finishing your Capricorn work where we're letting go of hierarchical structures, okay, and you are tired of the density of Capricorn and you want things to manifest faster, there's that date of Sun entering Aquarius in April 27th. And things are going to really speed up then. Therefore, it's important for us to center, and it's important for us to do our spiritual practices, not somebody else's spiritual practices, our own spiritual practices. So we can like throw out some of the stuff that we learned that other people told us was the thing that aren't working for us anymore, and leave and focus in on those things that are working for us. So I went from an all day long meditation of constant chanting of a mantra to now doing a 10-15 minute in the morning that just totally centers me as I sing to the ocean every day. So whatever works for you, you don't have to do my thing. Do your own thing. Every one of us is unique. So there may be chaos in the outer world. So the more we are able to stay centered, the more helpful we'll be to other people. Here's a rundown of the 3 stars: Aldebaran, the Genesis star; Alberyl with this twin star energy, divine feminine transformation; and then Pluto stations to go retrograde on Altar. That's the one that brings us courage. We can step on the 20th of January, we can step out of our Capricorn cage that we built and that we've been dismantling with our realizing our false beliefs and letting those go, and letting go of all of the situations in our lives that created that, letting go of those containers and just keeping the essence and the energy of the learning that all those experiences brought us. So we're dismantling the cage, we're getting rid of the containers or the life experiences, and we're focusing in on the transformational energy so that we can blaze a trail with like-minded souls. This is my website. You can barely see it. I should have put it in white, but it's reneevarnadore.com. I have one more. I have one more year-long mentorship to learn how to travel between one star and another. Okay, to learn how to travel that summer triangle, to learn how to travel that trine that we're going to be having in air on the 27th of April. To learn how to go to those stars within your own chart. That may be origin charts for you. They may be your Genesis star, and we can learn how to focus and embody on those constellations in that pattern so that you can bring in the downloads from your own star origins. So that's part of what I do. It sounds more complicated than it is. I just go in guided meditations. My guides talk to your guides, and that's what comes out of my mouth. And, I'm not even doing it. I just surrender. So reneevarnadore.com, if you want that spot of somebody to support you on this journey, if you've got some intense things happening during this year, just go to my website, go all the way to the bottom, get into my YouTube channel, subscribe there, get into my email list, get into my Facebook group, Soul Portal Journeys Sisterhood. Those are the ways that you can get with me. I have all of those lists of things down in my websites. I'm sorry, when you click see more in YouTube, it will show you things that people post when they say down below. What they're saying is you have to click see more so you can look down below at all the links that people want to get you hooked into. So if you want to become part of my world, I just told you how to do it. You don't have to. You can do this all by yourself. So much love and blessings to everyone. Have a fabulous, fabulous new moon tomorrow. And, or tomorrow, if you may be watching this not on January 10th, you may be watching it later. But love to all of you guys. Bye-bye.